With more on the legal jeopardy facing Toyota, we are joined now by Andrew Smiley, a trial attorney who specializes in product liability and wrongful death cases. He has handled transportation cases against the city of New York and has represented clients against some of the largest U.S. corporations. Counselor, good to see you. Thanks so much for coming in. You just heard Gigi Stone's report, and we talked to a law professor, Tim Howard, and he suggested that Mr. Toyota's testimony yesterday on Capitol Hill may have made the situation worse. Did you see the testimony? What did you think?
Well, you know, what he did is he said that now they don't know if they can fix it or what the problem was and what was going on. And in the past, there was statements made that everything's fine, everything's under control, and there are no problems. So if you're telling the public there's nothing wrong, and then it comes out later that you knew things were wrong and you failed to tell the public that, that's where you get these fraudulent charges, these racketeering claims being brought that can really up the ante in what would typically be a straightforward lawsuit.
Well, as Gigi told us, we also interviewed the attorney, Stanley Chesley. He said Toyota's in denial, the company and the man. Is that a fair assessment? Do they understand the gravity of what's going on here?
I'm sure they understand the gravity, and I'm sure that their lawyers have started to work around the clock. They're going to be busy for several years. It's a major, major thing. With the class action lawsuits, the individual ones, you're talking hundreds and likely thousands of lawsuits that are being brought for injuries, for deaths, for problems with the product. So there's some serious stuff happening here.
Andrew, we want to ask you to stay with us through the break because we have obviously a lot more to go in this Toyota crisis that they're going through. More on what Mr. Toyota said, and obviously, as Gigi mentioned, use of the RICO statute in one of these lawsuits. So we're going to get to that after the break. More with Andrew Smiley. And plus, welcome back to Bloomberg News. I'm Mark Crumpton. Thanks for staying with us. Continuing our talk now on the legal dangers for Toyota, attorney Andrew Smiley. He specializes in product liability and wrongful death cases. Andrew, thank you so much for your patience. Thanks for staying through the break. Is this, at least for Mr. Toyota and the company, is this now one of those Howard Baker moments at Watergate? What did Mr. Toyota know and when did he know it? Is that where we're at?
I think it is, and we're going to learn a lot more about what he knew and when he knew it as all of this litigation unfolds. There's stuff out there that's saying they knew about this. They saved perhaps $100 million by not recalling the cars earlier. And when word gets out and you get before a jury and say they put finances and profit over safety, then that's when the juries get mad and they can come back with punitive damages, and it creates problems not only in the courts for Toyota but also for their reputation.
Speaking of the courts, is this going to go to court or is some sort of global settlement going to be reached?
I would expect that there's going to be a settlement at some point, but they have to ferret out the meritorious claims just because you file a suit for negligent behavior.
Andrew, you have covered some of these cases, been a part of some of these cases. What's the jury looking for?
Well, a jury wants to solve everything at some point. They can't afford to go to trial on these.
So are these defective product claims right now, or are we talking something that's state law, federal law, or do both have jurisdiction here?
They both do. It's federal because they're all over the place. They're commerce, cross state lines. The federal courts can apply the state laws that they choose, and it's relatively the same. It's a defective product. You can claim that it was manufactured wrong, it designed improperly, they failed to warn. There's lots of different claims, breach of warranty, that go into these types of cases.
What about claims by the owner? Specifically about the car, I would assume that if you have some of these claims, the car is going to depreciate in value.
Exactly. Not only are we seeing claims for injuries and accidents, but people are saying, hey, I bought this Toyota, now it's lost its value, your reputation's down, your product's bagged, I have a defective car, I can't sell now. So those lawsuits are following as well.
You mentioned just a moment ago about allegations, whether true or unfounded, that maybe the company may have put profits ahead of consumer safety. Does that fall under the RICO statute?
It will. It's interesting, and it's good lawyering by doing a civil case under RICO, basically saying that they knew something was going on, they committed fraud by covering it up, and actually conspired to cover up that they had problems. And if that's established in a court of law, then a jury can award what's called treble or triple damages. If they were going to award $1 million, they can award $3 million. It's punitive. It's to punish them for wrongful behavior, not just for negligent behavior.
Andrew, you have covered some of these cases, been a part of some of these cases. What's the jury looking for?
Well, a jury wants to see that there was, first of all, a defect, which it seems is clear they're going to acknowledge that. And then they're going to want to see, did they take the proper steps to test their product before putting it out on the market? And if they didn't, they're going to be held responsible. And then if they learned there was a problem, did they act quickly to resolve it? And if they didn't, and they let it out there for people to get hurt, they're going to be in trouble.
Andrew Smiley, a product liability trial attorney, joining us talking about the legal hurdles facing Toyota. Andrew, thank you so much. I hope we can call on you again because this story, as we say, has legs, so it's going to be out for a while. Andrew, thank you so much.
Thank you.